and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Friday, January 31st. We begin with the search and recovery efforts still going on in Washington, D.C. after an American Airlines jet collided with an Army helicopter Wednesday night. That crash killed all 67 people on the plane and the chopper. The fire department in Washington, D.C. says at least 28 bodies have been recovered so far, including the 3 soldiers aboard the helicopter. The National Transportation Safety Board says it is too soon to speculate on the cause of the crash. Among those killed in the Washington, D.C. crash is a woman from Carmel. News 8's Danielle Zolkowski reports.
Asra Hussein Raza was on her way back to D.C. after a work trip. Her imam in Indianapolis says this loss has torn a hole in the community here and in D.C.
It's difficult, it's hard, and it's devastating. It's surreal, honestly.
Asra Hussein Raza was a beloved member of every community she was a part of: Indianapolis, Carmel, and Washington, D.C.
That spirit actually is in Asra as well. Because even when she moved to D.C., in the short time she lived in D.C., she built really a great relationship with a lot of people.
Ahmed Almin was her imam in Indianapolis. He says the family moved to Carmel from the city, but always came back to the Indianapolis Muslim Community Association.
When she decided to get married, she requested me to officiate her wedding specifically. And I had the honor to talk to her before the wedding, and her husband, very wise people.
Asra married her husband, Hamad Raza, in August of 2022.
One of the most successful premarital counseling that I've done in my years being an imam. They were very understanding, very cooperative, and they exactly knew what to do. And the marriage was amazing.
Almin spoke to News 8 via Zoom from Qatar on a layover. He will fly to Chicago and turn right back around to go to D.C.
Honestly, I still am in a state of shock. I couldn't believe it. They always reach out to me, and I would say it's an honor for me to be there for them during their difficult time and good times.
Almin wants to help Asra's memory live on.
Make the best out of this tragedy. I know it's difficult to say it, but like I said, we have to keep up the hope, and we have to keep her alive through her memory, through charitable work.
Almin says there will be a funeral service in Indiana, but as of Thursday, her body has not yet been recovered.
That was Danielle Zolkowski reporting. Back here at the Indiana State House, progressive advocacy groups say several bills that have been introduced are inspired by Project 2025, the conservative plan to remake government. News 8's Garrett Berquist reports.
Legislative Republicans have filed bills ranging from bans on abortion-inducing drugs to requiring the 10 Commandments to be displayed at public schools. Progressive groups call the proposals a coordinated attack on Hoosiers' rights.
That's our concern, is that those bills represent sort of a wider influence of Project 2025 interests in terms of imposing a singular view of morality on other people.
Project 2025 itself refers to a set of federal policy proposals from the Heritage Foundation. But Rector says some of the same ideas have reached the Indiana State House. Her group, Mad Voters, has flagged more than a dozen bills they say advance a Christian nationalist view. They include measures to end no-fault divorce, prohibit polling places from accepting student IDs, allow religious chaplains to work in public schools, and require driver's licenses issued to transgender or non-binary individuals to change back to their sex assigned at birth. Rector says those bills don't represent the will of most Hoosiers, regardless of political affiliation.
While we can have differences in terms of policy, we can't allow a small extreme group of individuals to dictate who gets rights and who doesn't.
News 8 contacted the sponsors of several bills Rector's group flagged as being inspired by Project 2025. None of them agreed to an interview. I asked House Speaker Todd Houston about Rector's concerns.
First of all, I've never even read Project 2025, so I wouldn't even know what that classification is. But No, I mean, look, and again, as we've talked about before, we're going to have a lot of discussion about a lot of bills. We talk to a lot of stakeholders. I'm sure people across all different, political ideologies will have concerns about bills that are filed. Those bills that will move, we'll have conversations about.
So far, no committee hearings have been scheduled for the bills which Rector's group flagged. Bills have until February 20th to pass the chamber in which they were filed.
That was Garrett Bergquist reporting. Dozens of protesters are blasting Governor Braun's executive order on law enforcement and immigration, as well as a similar bill before state lawmakers. Organizers say they were protesting House Bill 1158 that would require county sheriffs to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. Braun's executive order requires state police to help enforce immigration law.
People don't want to see families here in Indiana broken up by ICE. That's why we're out here, is because, one, this bill is racist and unpopular, but two, we're here to stand up for democracy because Mike Braun can't act like a dictator. He's not a dictator. He needs to listen to the people who don't want this bill.
House Bill 1158 has been referred to the local government committee. Let's talk sports. Caitlin Clark is getting another chance to take the court at Iowa, this time wearing an Indiana Fever jersey. The Fever announced yesterday they will play the Brazilian national team in a preseason exhibition game May 4th at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It means Clark will get to play on the court she called home while becoming the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. Clark will also be back on the Iowa campus this Sunday as the school retires her number 22. When it comes to the weather, we're off to a foggy start. Storm Track 8 says we're in for a cloudy day with some spotty showers. Meteorologist Tara Hastings has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
I think you're going to need to leave the winter weather gear here at home for a while because we're going to see temperatures continuing to be above normal. Right now, we've been talking about the fog all morning long. It is getting much better in many locations across parts of central Indiana. Still a little bit patchy fog in some spots, but we're seeing some improvement. Here's a live look in Speedway, dreary and damp otherwise. We've got some showers pushing in across parts of central Indiana here across the state this morning and then also into the afternoon. We're at 50 degrees already in Indianapolis. Southwest winds at 16 miles per hour here. So a bit of a breeze, but mild. Upper 40s near 50 in Indianapolis. We're at 49 in Greenwood and Franklin, also in Mooresville and Plainfield, and 47 degrees right now up in Lebanon. Let me show you Storm Tracker here. We have a little bit of some low-level moisture, so some light drizzle, maybe a little bit of mist at times here. And then we also have just a few very light spotty showers. So a few radar returns in far western sections of Hendricks County, also around Greencastle and just to the south and east of Crawfordsville. And then a little bit farther northward, I thought I saw some more rain showers. We'll go a little bit farther northward. Yeah, Plymouth, into parts of Michigan City, LaPorte County, also into Lake and Porter counties. We are seeing a few very light showers as well. All due to this big area of low pressure now moving in across parts of northwestern Indiana. So we've got this warm front that lifted northward. Temperatures are climbing. And then as this system continues to move off to the north and east, you see this. This is some wraparound moisture. And I think this is going to push through heading into the late afternoon and early evening hours. So today, much of the state mostly cloudy, maybe some light drizzle or some mist. Temperatures staying fairly steady for the rest of the afternoon. Otherwise, mid 50s, even upper 50s in the southern part of the state. Lower 40s across parts of South Bend. Now, on Futurecast, we will show you that into the late afternoon, early evening hours. This is the picture right around 5-6 o'clock. You could see here, there's that wraparound moisture I showed you earlier. You may see a few spotty light showers from Kokomo into Lafayette, and there could be just enough cold air that maybe a few wet snowflakes in South Bend area. But as it continues to push southward, I do think that that precipitation is going to fall apart. So not anticipating any kind of issues here tonight if you were going to be heading to Lucas Oil Stadium to watch some WWE SmackDown here for your Friday night. Temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 30s tonight. And then for the weekend, we're going to go both days here looking okay. 43 degrees on Saturday. So a touch cooler, but still above normal. And then into the mid and upper 50s, right around lower 60s across parts of the area on Sunday. Then we've got the Royal Rumble on Saturday evening. We'll see those temperatures at Lucas Oil Stadium into the lower 40s at 8 o'clock. In your 7-day forecast, upper 50s here on Sunday. Close to 60 on Groundhog Day, 52 Monday, 46 on Tuesday, and then chance for some rain heading in our direction Wednesday into Thursday.
This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Friday, January 31st. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.